So what is going on, guys? My name is Noel. Welcome back to the channel. So we just had Money in the Bank conclude last night, and with that being said, R-Truth had made his return. Now, I did watch the show and I watched the post show, and Triple H had said that it was all a work. Listen, I don't think so. I'm just gonna put my personal opinion out there. It was how can I say, a pivot. WWE definitely had to pivot after all of the backlash from R-Truth. People saying, you know, like, how could they do that? And then even like the WWE superstars, like, you could see the morale had shifted drastically from R-Truth being released. So it was definitely a pivot. It wasn't something that they thought was going to be as big, and it is. So without further ado, let's just get into the news and see what's going on here.
What is going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with another video. Now it's time for 2025's Money in the Bank show, where a superstar's career can change forever by winning that all-important briefcase. Join us now as we recap the show and look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly, and also have major news as Triple H has reversed his decision and brought back R-Truth. Yep, we won. Was this a whole storyline? Or did WWE really change their mind? Well, we have the news all here. There's also a big announcement on WrestleMania 42 and a huge return for Raw. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on WrestleMania XL. Now let's get straight into the recap, as the first match is a women's Money in the Bank ladder match of Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia, Naomi, and Stephanie Vaquer. Now it's down to Alexa Bliss and Rhea Ripley as they both climb the ladder. However, Naomi pushes the ladder over, neutralizing her remaining opponents and securing the briefcase for the all-important win, as Naomi is now Ms. Money in the Bank of 2025. Next up, it's a match that
I think it was a good decision. She deserves it.
Intercontinental Champion Daddy Dominic Mysterio takes on Octagon Jr. Dominic gets the early advantage, but Octagon Jr. rallies, going for the top rope, only for the dastardly Liv Morgan to distract him. Daddy Dom throws over Octagon Jr.
It was an okay match. I wasn't a big.
Dominic Mysterio
I wasn't big on it.
IC Championship. Next up is a Women's Intercontinental Championship match as champion Lyra Valkyria takes on Becky Lynch. Lyra shows the same fire that led to her first win over Becky. However, Lynch manages to hold the champion off until she reverses a roll-up on Valkyria.
I can't believe she won by a fucking roll-up
for the win. Becky Lynch is the new Women's Intercontinental Champion. Now, the match stipulation states that Lyra has to raise Becky's arm in victory, and Becky demands it, along with demanding Valkyria place the title round around her waist. Now, the ex-champion does, but then lays out Lynch with a German suplex and a finisher.
Start beating her ass.
Next up is the men's Money in the Bank ladder match as Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Penta, Seth Rollins, Andrade, and El Grande Americano try to get that all in.
I can't believe. Well, I guess story-wise, they can go somewhere with this. I mean, realistically, I think LA Knight should have won. That's my honest opinion, because I feel like he was the best choice. We got he's falling into the same lines of like Shelton Benjamin. Like they have so much to give and talent, and they're always in a Money in the Bank match, but never win. Seth winning is like, because I can kind of see where they're going with this. He's obviously going to try and cash in. And I think either Roman or CM Punk is going to be the ones to stop him. Like, they're not going to let it happen, because they didn't show up. Neither one of them showed up tonight, so, or Money in the Bank. So, I don't know. I don't agree with this, but hey, man, we just got to see what happens.
Important briefcase. Now, it's a night of anything goes as all 6 superstars vie for the briefcase. But things look bleak for Seth, so he calls in reinforcements, but he's not the only wrestler with backup, and Solo's allies show up, paving the way for Solo to climb the ladder. But that is until Jacob Fatu pulls Solo from the ladder, and we hear that all-important "I hate you, Solo." He pummels him, but this allows Seth Rollins to climb up the ladder and secure the briefcase, as Seth Rollins wins the Money in the Bank briefcase for the second time. Now it's time for the main event, as Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso take on John Cena and Logan Paul.
This match dragged. Like, the first half of this match, I love all 3 of these guys. Fuck you. I will give it to Logan, though. He's amazing in the ring. Like, he can go. He can definitely go. But the match dragged so bad, and Jay was just getting his ass whooped. I mean, my God, they were beating this man from post to post. It was horrible. And then, obviously, so Cody could rally up. But like once the match started picking up, boy, did it get good.
John Cena and Logan Paul show remarkable teamwork for a duo as a new team, isolating Jey Uso and wearing him down.
Bro,
However,
they were
Cena
beating
and
his
Paul's egos
ass.
eventually clash, giving Jey a chance to make the
Look at
hot
John's
tag.
face.
Still, the heels are poised to win after Cena nails Cody with the Undisputed Championship.
I almost thought he was gonna win the same way. I was about to fucking
this
cry.
mystery man who runs into the ring and
McCain quick cook fries.
I could go for some fries right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Golden.
manages to spear John Cena and clobber him with the championship belt. Who is this mystery man? Well, it's R-Truth. Yes, Truth is back in WWE. But what's the real story behind it? Well, more on that in the news. But Cody manages to capitalize, landing Crossroads for
We're
the
getting
win,
the
as
rematch.
Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso close out
Cody
Money in the Bank
pinned John.
as the winners.
So
That was
we
a quick
definitely
recap of the
we're
show.
definitely
What about
getting the
good,
rematch.
the bad, and the downright ugly. Well, we always start off with the good as number one, solid storytelling. And Money in the Bank featured fantastic wrestling as fans always expect,
Yeah.
but it also featured something that's been missing in a while, solid storytelling. Whether it was Becky Lynch resorting to cheating to prove that she was better than Lara Valkyria, John Cena and Logan Paul's egos inevitably colliding, R-Truth returning and getting some well-deserved payback on his childhood hero, or Solo calling for backup after Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed showed up to help Seth Rollins, and also getting screwed over by Jacob Fatu, there were a huge amount of storylines that just played out on one show, and there was a surprising amount of things that really just made sense. Number 2, Cena can't handle the truth. R-Truth shocked the WWE Universe tonight when he showed up to get some much-needed payback on his childhood hero. Truth, who was defeated by Cena at Saturday night's main event, returned the favor, preventing the Undisputed Champion from stealing a win over Cody Rhodes or Jey Uso. This by far was the most perfect way to close out the show, with a huge surprise like this.
Yes.
Number 3, a legendary women's Money in the Bank match.
No, the match was incredible.
Was this year's women's ladder match
It was
as good as last year's?
fan-fucking-tastic,
Well, that's
man.
a really tough call, but we do think that last year's was slightly better. But one thing is clear, this year's match had a star-studded array of veterans and newcomers, making it one for the ages.
It was great.
This match was booked
besides
so
like
fans had to
that
think it
one
was
botch
anyone's for
of
the
Rhea.
taking. Looking at the
Like,
lineup,
hold on.
WWE
Besides like that one botch where they tried to hit Rhea like with the ladder and it wouldn't go down. You know, they were struggling to get it or whatever, and even when they threw this ladder and it just bounced off the ropes, it was still a solid match. Very good match. You know what I'm saying? Like very, very strong. I liked it a lot.
WWE had a tough decision to make, but it definitely made the right call in giving Naomi the win.
Yes,
Naomi's
she
work has
deserved
been
it.
phenomenal since her
She
WWE
has.
return,
Once she turned
including
heel,
her run alongside Jade Cargill as
she's
WWE
great, man.
Women's Tag Team Champion or a heel turn. Naomi has always had the talent and charisma to main event, but it took a year of reminding fans of this, and now there's no telling what's next for her as she has the briefcase.
Yeah.
Number 4, some sizzling spots. Now, the women's and men's Money in the Bank ladder matches.
Look at
were both
Rhea
solid,
buried out
whether
there.
It was wrestling or house storylines.
She just buried
intertwined
under
into
all
it.
these ladders.
However, no Money in the Bank show is complete without some unforgettable high spots, and this year's had some classics, including Stephanie Vaquer performing the Devil's Kiss to Rhea Ripley on the ladder. And another highlight was Andrade delivering a wicked-looking sunset flip powerbomb to El Grande Americano.
I thought Andre
broke his
one of the fucking leg. Andrade,
of El Grande Americano managing
because
to
his
clip
leg
that
got
ladder
like
and
was
climb
behind
right
him
up
when
it.
he landed.
Just
That shit.
incredible
Woo.
athleticism all round. Number 5, Stephanie Vaquer, WWE's Iron Woman. Oh, it's official, Stephanie Vaquer can do it all.
She's a
The former
beast.
NXT Women's North American Champion and NXT Women's Champion had a hellacious schedule over the last 24 hours, including a match on SmackDown, her bout at Worlds Collide, and tonight's fantastic performance in the women's ladder match. The 33-year-old superstar
She a G
showed no
for
wear and
real,
tear,
like-
but it had to be really tough going into a ladder match after wrestling 2 other matches. Let's hope Vaquer's performance lands her more opportunities rather than WWE taking her for granted. Number 6, Jacob's ladder. It's been a long time coming, but Jacob Fatu finally showed Solo Sikoa he's nobody's fool, initially helping Solo with an assist from JC Mateo to overcome Seth Rollins' allies Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker, who also delivered an insane spear. They managed to set up the ladder for Solo to win the briefcase, or so it seemed. The Samoan werewolf dragged Solo from the ladder and beat him senseless, finally ending the long brewing tension between the two. It's unknown what's next for Jacob, but hopefully this leads to bigger things for the US champion. But we're guessing that WWE is
Jacob,
going to build
he
that
has a
match
bright
towards
future. He
SummerSlam.
does.
We probably won't get Jacob Fatu versus Bron Breakker just yet.
No.
Number 6, Becky's big time win. Becky Lynch is your new Women's Intercontinental Champion, a situation that undoubtedly will have Lyra Valkyria fans up in arms.
Yeah,
we're
no,
gonna put
for
this in
real.
the bad and title it Becky Hogan. This is actually a good thing. Lynch's tainted win opens the door for some potentially great scenarios, including leaving a spot open in the women's world title picture, adding to the prestige of WWE's new title, and creating exciting storylines where Lyra Valkyria chases Lynch for the title. They're definitely going to go for number 3. It's also worth mentioning that Lyra had a solid run as champion, including a previous win over Becky Lynch and a brief run with the Women's Tag Team Championship. Things are definitely looking bright for Lyra and the Women's Intercontinental Championship, which is great news for Raw's women's undercard.
I don't know what's going on, but I don't care.
Number 8. 28 years of Michael Cole.
That's crazy.
Congratulations to Michael Cole, as Money in the Bank marked his 28th anniversary in the WWE.
Whew.
As Cole devotees know, the
look at him. Look how young he looks. Oh my God.
Eventually becoming WWE's #1 broadcaster. It's definitely been a wild ride, with Cole reportedly missing less than a handful of appearances in the announce booth and enjoying a career renaissance following the departure of someone screaming into his headset. More than a few fans have noted how improved Cole's work has been now that he's no longer on a short leash, and it's become even more valuable to WWE.
He's really good.
And is Mr. Iguana the next big thing? Now is Triple A sensation Mr. Iguana poised to become the next big thing in WWE? While that could be a little premature, there's no denying that Mr. Iguana has a certain je ne sais quoi that makes him stand out in AAA. And
it kind of reminds me of what's his name?
I mean, seriously, this guy was more over than the majority of the main roster. Whether Mr. Iguana turns out to have legs, or
I can't remember his name, but with the Cobra,
but don't be
that's
shocked
what
to
it
see
reminds
him
me
pop
of.
up in NXT as WWE tests
Damn,
the
how can I
waters.
forget his
That was
name?
good. What about the bad? Is number 1 lousy logistics? The WWE may want to rethink its decision to book 2 shows in one day, as many empty seats early on in Money in the Bank made it look like an episode of AEW Dynamite. Sorry. When they panned over the crowd and Michael Cole yelled out that it was sold out, you could see that it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
There was many empty seats in the arena. Now, apparently reports suggested that this was due to traffic or parking issues or even the ICE protests going on outside. Asking fans to fork over the dough for 2 wrestling shows in one day is a lot, and asking them to make the trip from one arena to another is just as bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
Hopefully this was just a case of growing pains, as the crowd did eventually fill out, but it's something worth keeping an eye on. Number 2, WWE has zero shame. Should we even bother pointing out WWE's latest shameless use of advertising? Of course, as we know, we're not alone in our disgusting WWE
the advertising. Hold on, can we go back right there? Dude, this ladder, right? You see how the ladders, these are how they normally are. Just looking like that. This one, I know you can't see it because it's not facing us, but it was advertised Fireball. That's why it's red. And on the side, it was advertised for Fireball. You see how the Money in the Bank, it was always just said Money in the Bank. Now it says Cash App. Dude, look at this. Prime right here. I know you can't see the bottom turnbuckle, but it was 7-Eleven. And then the mat was just filled with ads everywhere. Dude, the ads are getting out of control. And supposedly, there's talks that they want to start doing advertisements like on Superstars attires and stuff. I'm like, dude, stop. Stop. Seriously. Like, it's ridiculous, dude. Like, oh my God, man.
Advertising. Of course, as we know, we're not alone in our disgust at WWE monetizing everything in sight. Whether it was SmackDown Slim Jim sponsored tables or tonight's
the Slim Jim
on a ladder. Making this the
there it goes, Fireball.
It's gone from surreal to stupid, with WWE showing there's no limit to what they'll do to squeeze a buck from the product. LA Knight is over. Now, unfortunately, LA Knight has now had 3 chances to win the Money in the Bank briefcase, and now
I love LA Knight, but it's right. What he just said is right. Like, LA Knight, he's finished, dude. Like, I feel like him going into the main event is not going to happen. Because, I mean, who does he go after? I mean, the only thing that I can think of is that, let's say, I feel like they are going to give the belt to Seth eventually, the World Heavyweight. So that leaves Knight in a predicament of kind of just floating around, because Cody is obviously going after John. He pinned John, so the rematch is coming. Most likely SummerSlam. And Knight, dude, I love LA Knight, man, but they, I mean, even if you made him, and I hate to say that because he's good. But even as a transitional champion, just give him the damn belt, dude. Let him have a little run with it. Like, don't keep dragging this man, because he's up there. as far as age, he's not like old, but he's up there. So his time is ticking. He don't got years and all this countless time. They're just burning it at this point. Like, are we really only going to have this man win, what, the U.S. title? No. Like, give him a chance.
It seems almost certain that Triple H really has no faith in LA Knight winning and carrying on the briefcase as a main eventer. Many people think that this is a Jey Uso situation where we just gotta wait and see and WWE will eventually put their faith in him. However, that's just not gonna happen at this stage. LA Knight is well over 40, and this really was the last chance for him to be put into that main event scene. WWE evidently went with Seth Rollins. That was nothing downright ugly, as both Money in the Bank ladder matches delivered as usual. Money in the Bank has become WWE's Royal Rumble due to the matches selling the stipulation matches. Nonetheless, WWE didn't phone the rest of the show in, and all three matches ranged from good to above average, making this one of WWE's best PLEs in recent memory. Even the main event, which went on maybe a bit too long, saved itself with R-Truth's return and the wild antics that happened at the end. But what you guys think of Money in the Bank? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news.
Alright, here we go.
R-Truth returns to WWE and Triple H listens to the fans. There seems to be plenty of confusion following R-Truth's appearance at the end of Money in the Bank, as fans are wondering whether Truth was really released from WWE. As this didn't come from any dirt sheets, this came from Truth himself, who tweeted out the news saying that he'd been released and his contract was not going to be renewed. But now, since we saw the return of R-Truth at Money in the Bank, some fans are wondering whether they were worked or whether we were worked. One fan asked Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp whether Truth's alleged departure was a work, with Sapp replying, "If it was, he worked people in the company in private conversations, which I don't expect is what happened." However, PW Insider outlined the real Truth and reported that Truth is now officially back in WWE and will use his real name Ron Killings, at least for now. The current belief is that WWE made the decision to bring him back within the last 72 hours. Corey Hayes of BodySlam.net also added they decided to bring Truth back after the backlash from employees and fans. WWE definitely could not ignore the negative backlash regarding R-Truth's release. Fans had hijacked Raw, SmackDown, and even NXT. There was no way that they could ever ignore the backlash, and it seems that finally they listened to the fans, which was a great move. Next up, WrestleMania 42.
Oh my god, this pissed me off, man.
WrestleMania 42 is returning to Las Vegas in 2026, and WWE has announced the official date. WWE aired a hype video with Triple H announcing WWE is doubling.
Don't get me wrong, man. That looks cool and all, like the graphic and everything looks cool, but we're actually going back to fucking Las Vegas. And let's be honest, the last one wasn't fucking great, so I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see. But I mean, my god, and the crowd wasn't even like, dude, that crowd sucked. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like a WrestleMania crowd, that crowd was terrible.
Down by booking WrestleMania 42 on 18th and 19th April. This is the first time that WWE's booked WrestleMania back-to-back in the same city since WrestleMania 4 and 5 were held in Atlantic City. And also, Nikki Bella is returning to WWE. I don't care. In other news, Nikki Bella's long-rumored return is no longer the stuff of speculation, as fans just recently learned that Bella is booked to appear at the 9th June edition of Raw. Could this lead to Bella competing at WWE's upcoming Evolution PLE? What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's actually fucking funny. Can you imagine Roman coming out with a blank tee and they have that shit on him? That's what I'm talking about, of the advertisement and shit. Hold on, let's go to let's see. We'll do that one. Alright. So it was a pivot. There's no other way to explain it. It was definitely a pivot to bring Truth back after all the backlash. This match right here was very, very, very slow at the beginning, but still, the once it picked up towards the end and the shenanigans, it got crazy. I hope Jay isn't actually hurt, because he looked hurt, like for real. After the match, I think when Logan did the somersault on the announcer table to Jay, I think that legit hurt him, because he was walking out of there slow, like he seemed hurt. And yeah, you could say, hey, it's just him working the crowd. I don't think so. I think he was legit hurt, because even when he was doing the 4 letters, 1 word, like you could hear it in his voice. Like he sounded like he was in pain. Overall, women's Money in the Bank match was great, fantastic. besides like the 1 or 2 botches, it was still great. The men's, it was great. I don't agree with Seth being the one to win. I didn't like that. I wish they would have gave it to LA Knight, because I think it would have just made better for him. But like he said, I don't think they have faith in him to be a world champion. So that sucks, because I think he would actually be great as a champion, even if it's not for a long time. Like how he had the US title for a while. Do something like that. He doesn't have to hold it for a year. Hell, he doesn't have to hold it for more than 3 months. Just give it to him. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, because he doesn't have long, and they're waiting too long to pull the plug, even if they are trying to. But I am looking forward to this story, because now Cody pinned John. He pinned the champion, so guess what? Now he's going after that again. And whenever you pin the champ, you get a title shot. So guess what? Cody's gonna get that now. So the rematch is coming. I hope it's... Honestly, I just hope it's filled with shenanigans. I feel like that's the only way it'll make the match good, because John, again, is up there in age, and he just can't do what he used to do. So, looking forward to that. Jacob and Solo, finally, Jacob turning on Solo after what Solo said that, what was it? Was it SmackDown? That Jacob was all gas, no brains. It's like, damn, that's cold. Solid PLE. Solid PLE. I'm kind of happy about it. It was good. Good. I give it like a solid... I say a solid 8. There were some things that I didn't agree with or I didn't like, but I think it was a solid PLE. Very good. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will catch y'all in the next one, probably tomorrow for Monday Night Raw. Take it easy, guys.